friends, this is the set we're going to be doing today. I'm going to bring it up a little closer. It's a Happy Easter set. This one is all hand painted. So we're going to be doing that. It is in gel. I'm going to bring out my lovely little guy here, my plate. I am using Creative Shellacs. I'll show you those. I slide those over so I can show you. I have a whole plethora of fun that I'm going to bring out because I used a lot of sets. So some of them are bases, and then some of them I used to paint with. I think we're ready to go. I did bring this over. I'm having a clumsy afternoon. I just put these out on the palette. These were the colors I was just talking about. I did add one more though, and that is called She's a Gem, because I'm going to use that for my lilies. And then I also have Optical Illusion. This is an OPI. It's just a really pretty glitter. It's an iridescent, so it's really fun. It's got multi-sized chunks. It's great for spring and winter and whenever else. Alright, so we're going to start with my colors. I just put them on. I didn't do any on that camera because we don't need to. I'm going to start with my fun little tulips that I did. So what I did for that is I started with this She's My Gem, and I just went in. These are all like 5-minute fun nail arts. These are on gel polish, but you could certainly do these with just regular polish and acrylic. And you can see I'm just making a bunch of stems. I like to start with my stems first. Maybe you want to start it a different way, and that's okay too. Not all of these will be flowers, but most of them will be. If I did go off the screen, I apologize. So what I did was I just drew in my lines and a couple of leaves, and then I'm just going to go in and start to make some little cups. It's like how I like to think about them. Cups with points. So you got a couple little points. And the cup there. And you want to do some different colors, obviously. Oh, I didn't want blue. Sorry. Could do the teal, though. I don't know if there's really teal tulips. I doubt it, but we can add some blue to it, I guess. It's just fun because it's spring. I might change this one. I don't know. Might change my mind on that. When you scoop these down, you want to go a little bit lower than probably where your stem was, so they don't look like they're sitting right on top of your stem. You want them to kind of look like they sit on the stem. Don't worry too much if they're not perfect the first round, because we're going to add some color on top when we're done. And while that one's going, I am going to grab this Chicky, because Chicky takes a few minutes to do, not too bad. So this one is kind of like an upside down tulip, is how you think about it. I like to start with making my egg shape first. You can make your egg irregular, that's completely fine, because you don't really want it to be perfect. You do want to bring your corner in just a little bit on both sides, though, to give it a little bit of that egg shape. But think of it like a cracked egg. Cracked eggs are not perfect. So we don't want this to be perfect either. So that's the top, and then I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. At the bottom, if you want to include the little feet like I did, then you want to make sure that you have kind of a spot for those feet to go. So you want to think about it as like three little spots. And again, it's okay if you go like up a little further on one side. Now, depending on the size nail you have, really kind of depends on how much space you have in between. This one's a little smaller than the original I did. I'm going to pop that in the light. Oh, actually, I'm not going to pop that in the light just yet. Come back. Give it back. Okay. Because before I do that, I am going to go in and I'm going to take my daughter and I'm going to make his eyes. before I put it in the light to cure. And then I'm going to go in and just put a couple little eyelashes. You don't have to have eyelashes on yours. That's up to you. I'm going to take this guy back out because we have to do a little bit of highlighting on this one. So I'm going to go in with a little bit more color and just brighten up. And then I'm going to dip into a little bit of white just to add a little bit of detail to a couple of the petals. Doesn't have to be a lot, it's just a light touch. I'm going to leave that blue background so we have a little bit of color kind of hinting from behind it, but I am going to make it purple. Actually, maybe I'm going to make it pink. I'm going to go for a darker pink. Tulips can be a lot of different colors, so don't be afraid to be, you know, really kind of liberal and creative here. Now, because that top layer is cured, I can also go in here and put in a couple of ones in the front. I couldn't do that earlier because it was wet still, so. But now it's dry. So maybe we have some little ones that are just starting to bud up here in the front. I don't know that I did this on the first nail, but I kind of like the idea of adding in a little layering. And you'll notice I'm not being super detailed here as far as like, I mean, it's detailed, but it's not, it's okay to just have like the hint of something coming up from behind. They don't all have to be this bold and perfect as the ones at the very top there. I'm going to pull this guy back out. We are going to give him some whites for his eyes. I love this one. This one's like super fun and simple to do. And I think it's just absolutely adorable. Okay. Once again, I'm a little short on my colors. I'm going to pull out this one. This is called Beach Escape. It's good orange. It's kind of a corally orange, which I like for this springy look. And then if you want to give them little feet, you can do that now. It's just 3 little quick dots. Same thing again. 3 little quick dots. Looks like his little feet are poking out of the shell. And then we get to the fun stuff. So the fun stuff is we're going to take the daughter and we're just going to put a bunch of polka dots all over the nail. And then it looks like a fun little festive Easter shell. The trick to dots, one of the tricks to dots is to commit to it. The other trick to the dots is to not think about it. So the more you think about it, the more likely your brain is to just make everything look symmetrical or equal because that's what your brain wants to do. And what happens is it looks too perfect. Alright, so for a hot minute I forgot what I was doing. It happens. Life goes on. Alright, so I am going to use a little bit of top coat. And you know I like the Express 5. There it is. To create this nail, because when I was working on this nail originally, I decided to burnish in some glitter because I just felt like I wanted something a little different there. And I was kind of playing with a little bit of negative space too. So I'm going to use this, which is an additive glitter. It's called Periwinkle Twinkle. It's by Creative. I don't think it's around anymore, I'm going to be honest, because it's an oldie but goodie. And what I'm going to do is just dip that nail in to the wet of the nail. So I'm going to leave it like that. So I've essentially sugared this nail. And I'm going to cure it like that first, and then we're going to put the bunny on it. While that is curing, I'm also going to bring out this guy. Now I did not do this with my original, but I felt like it was kind of missing something, so I am going to do it on here. So I'm using that OPI. And I'm just going to go in and give it some little sparkle up here. I think this would be a great Mother's Day nail, to be honest. Isn't he cute? I love this nail. I love it when I did it the first time too. I was like, this is adorable. Okay, I am going to give it a nice, healthy, thick coat of top coat because not everybody loves to feel all that 3D effect. And I'm going to pop that in the light. And now that I flash cured this one, I'm also going to put a top coat on that nail. And we'll get those. I love these tulips. I think it's just the perfect, it could be a one nail, you could do it across a couple nails, you could certainly do like a variation with this. I didn't even say what I took. A little bit of isopropyl alcohol. And then I'm going to take a brush. I like this little brush. It's a great little brush. It's a double-ended tool. It's a lot of fun. And I'm just going to brush off the excess glitter so that when I go to do my bunny, it's not coming down into my paint. Alright, so bunny, our friend the bunny, is pretty easy. I'm going to bring this one up for a minute. So you can see I took a different angle with this. I loved this. I saw this somewhere on Pinterest and I really enjoyed it because it was facing in a different direction. It wasn't the same old, you know, bunny tail or bunny bottom or ears just flopping. And then I put some flowers in there and some stripes just for fun. A little rainbow. So you could do these in any old color you like. I felt like when I was doing this the first time, it just needed a little something. And it gave me an opportunity to clean up this edge a little bit. You do have to be a little bit careful and flash cure your stripes in there because if you don't, what happens, I'm just going to straighten out that line a little more. What happens is the colors kind of run together. This is a little different color than what I did on my original because I went in a little darker. So you notice I dipped in, I only streaked with top coat in a particular spot. So it should only stick to that spot. On a client, I would not dip it like this. I'd be using my tool to kind of scoop it out, but we're not working on a client right now. I'm just going to brush that off. Yeah, I like that better. That's going to give us a better background to work on. The thing I love about these glitters is that they have a lot of iridescence. You can see that in the film. So I'm going to pop that under the light to cure. So that again is more of a sugared nail. We are going to kind of get rid of that sugared look a little bit because I am going to put some top coat over that, I think. Or maybe we'll leave it. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so and I'm going to go in with some yellow. You could do any colors you want here. You do not have to do the colors I'm doing, but I just happen to like these colors together. I thought they were a good combination. They had that spring feel, but also they were bright. I thought it also might be fun to do these in matte and see how they came out, but I didn't do that. Maybe at the end I'll coat some of them in matte just to see what happens. Here, so it's just a cute little quick set of bunny ears. And then some polka dots. Because polka dots are fun. You could do stripes too. That would be fun. So I'm going to load up my brush. Okay. To make these ears, what you're really doing is making kind of a point at the top and then bringing it down. I'm going to give this one a little bunny head, I think. My other one didn't have a bunny head because it was a little further down. On this side, you're going to start with your ear that's half over, which is just, literally I just brought like a little line over. And then you're going to do the same thing coming down, but initially you're going to run this together. Sorry about that, I got interrupted. Okay, I'm going to finish the bunny. So I was saying that you're going to bring this straight down, and then, because I'm giving bunny a head right here, I'm just going to put in the top of his head. like that. And then you can do this while it's wet. You might want to wait and do it while it's dry. I kind of like the colors to blend together a little bit, so I don't mind if it kind of bleeds into one another or runs a little bit. So I'm just doing the little pinks inside his ears. Let's see how that color kind of blends in with the white a little bit. On this one, you're going to do half of the ear, the bottom half, and then you're just going to make a little, just a little line there. And all that's doing is just separating out your colors so that you can see that the ear goes to the side. And that is that. Those are our ears. The nice thing is you can do this all at once. And then I'm going to go in with my dotting tool again. And I'm going to make some fun little candy colored dots. Remember, not thinking too much, just committing. And don't forget to hit the edges of your nail too. The other thing is you've got that glitter that's kind of sugared underneath there, so you gotta have it thick enough that it fills in those little gaps in between the little bits of glitter. Otherwise, it won't look smooth. Okay, there we go. And we're going to put our final line in. Which is a pink. I am doing this a little bit thick because if you get too thin with it, because I'm using gel polish and not nail art paints today, what happens is you get a little bit of see-through, like it gets a little transparent. I had to think for a minute, what was I trying to say? This has got to be the most interrupted video I've ever done. Okay, so we're back again, and I had to play with my camera for a minute, but that's okay, we're back. So we have some additional lighting, so hopefully that's a good thing. I don't know if it's a good thing. Hoping it's a good thing. Because my other light just broke, and then I had to come back and do this. So here we are, again. This is silly. This is very, very silly. Okay, so I'm gonna get a little more. My polish is drying out, because I've been messing around with my camera. Okay. So, we cured the pink. That's where we were at. We were curing pink, and then I had done the ears, the bunny ears, and put those in. Now we're going to make a bunny face. So we're going to do that. Just make sure this is good and mixed up here. We're going to do that by starting with a ball. I like to think about it like those coconut balls. Have you guys ever had coconut balls? Could be a thing I'm making up. Think about it like a snowball, a coconut ball, whatever you think. And I'm going to bring that down to that line. I'm going to make sure I'm in this shot here because, see, now I've moved everything around. So I come this way. There we go. Alright, I'm going to bring it down to that line. And you want it to be just a little bit oblong. You don't want it to be perfect, like a perfect ball, because a bunny face is not absolutely round. Okay. There we go. I'm going to put that, actually before I put that in the light, I lied again. I've been lying to you guys a lot today. I'm going to put some little flowers in. So I'm just using my dotting tool, and I'm dragging in some little, just little daisies or little points, whatever you like. And while those two are curing, we're going to take out this one, because we're going to do some flowers on this one too. And actually, I'm going to start with, I find it easiest to do my flowers first with this one, because I feel like, I don't know what it is, but white, by the way, white gel polish is like white nail polish. It gets thick fast. I don't care what brand you buy. If it's white, it gets thick. All right. This one's going to be kind of a French tip with some negative space. So we're going to make some little white flowers here. So So I want to think about, when I'm doing this, I want to think about placement because I want my swoop to kind of come down and over and connect these flowers a little bit. And while that's flash curing, we'll take our bunny back out and we're going to put in a couple more flowers, which I had originally done this with pink flowers, but I'm going to change that to the teal because I felt like the pink didn't quite show up as much as I wanted it to. And since I'm going to do yellow centers on these, I want something that's a little bit brighter. And I'm just going to overlay. This is going to overlap some of my other flowers, which is okay. I want to do that. So I'm going to put one there. We'll put a couple petals over here. Maybe that one's just peeking out from behind. And I'll put a little bit over here. Maybe it runs up under that stripe. I'm going to take this lighter pink color because I don't want the ears quite as bright for this one. And I'm just going to give him a couple little stripes. Super quick. Don't get too focused on it because what will happen is you'll try to overdo it. And then I need my darker pink. And we're going to give him a little nose. You're only going to see half of his nose because he's facing upward. So we're just going to give him a little daub there. Don't get too excited again. I'm going to put in my yellow centers as well. The fun thing about these particular ones is that you can do a lot of the work all at once and then flash cure. So, makes it nice. And now it's time for the fun part. So I got a little crazy with this nail. It started off simple. It always starts off simple. And then I got a little crazy. So the first thing we're going to do is connect our flowers. So I'm not going to run this right into my flowers. I'm going to run it just above. Just above. So it's just skimming the edge of some of those petals. And I'm going to bring it way up into the side here. Just like that. So now we have our asymmetrical piece. Then I'm going to go into the pink because this is where I decided to get crazy. Because I was trying to figure out how I was going to add some polka dots. So what I decided to do was go in. I wanted unassuming polka dots this time. And I brought in a line that was fairly close to the first one. So you don't want a huge space here because then you'll end up taking up your whole nail. And you kind of lose that grace that's in there, that graceful sweep. So you want it fairly close together. And I just thought it would be fun to add a little bit of a different color. I'm going to check out our little happy bunny. I think he's looking pretty dapper there. So we're going to go ahead and top coat this guy. Now again, I'm going to come across this middle first. I'm kind of going to top coat it in 3 different parts. I love that when you hit this glitter with the shiny top coat. I like this better. If you look at, I mean, you can do whatever you want. But if you look at the two, I think the first pink glitter I used in the background got lost, which is okay if you're looking for more of an ombre. But I think this is kind of fun because it gives it a little pop. A little sparkle without being too much. Alright, so we're going to finish this one off. So I just flash cured this one, and that one is also done. So we're going to put some top coat on this. And I think this is another great Mother's Day nail too because it's just a perfect little spring nail. So I'm going to put those in the light to cure. And that is our set. So I hope you had fun with me today. I will take some final shots and put them on the end of the video in just a second. You'll see them. But that's some fun, quick spring nails on gel polish. And I may even do a set. I may even go back and do some matte over these just to see, so we can compare them and take another shot of them to see the difference. Anyway, I hope you had fun. I had fun. I hope you're in the Easter mood, because I am. I'm ready for spring. And I look forward to seeing you guys all in another video very soon.